It's the return of the cap. Wait, no, wait, you're kidding. He didn't just say what I think he did he? And Dr. Dre said, Team Beterbiev says that Canelo Alvarez has never, ever, ever offered them a fight. But they're down to fight Canelo I was born ready Alvarez. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, y'all know what to do. Hit the bell icon. Now, Beterbiev just had a fight. He got another knockout. So far in his campaign, he's 16-0, 16 knockouts. He is a champion at light heavyweight. And during his fight week, he talked about a fight with Canelo Alvarez. He said if Canelos Team calls tomorrow, he'll say yes. So he said he's about that smoke when it comes to Mr. Alvarez, if Canelo's feeling froggish. Now, there was comments during this fight week, and media members said, last month we heard about Canelo's team sending a call out to you and some kind of information, and you said you didn't receive a call. Beterbiev says, can my coach answer? And then his coach, or his PR person, or coach Mark Ramsey, says, no, never, no, it never happened. And we're still waiting close to the phone for Team Canelo to call. The media member says, if the phone rings tomorrow, what would you guys say? Beterbiev responds, we're going to have a meeting in a team, then team with Team Canelo, and say, yes, we don't need a meeting. So Beterbiev saying, AKA, he want to smoke. And they're waiting by the phone. Him and his team are saying they're waiting by the phone. If Canelo's feeling that way, they can make it happen. They can make it shake. Listen, I'm not holding my breath for this. Beterbiev is 100% knockout artist. Canelo will be giving up weight, or he would be giving up a weight factor, which is something that he doesn't usually do. You look at his fight with Amir Khan. Eesh. When he fought Amir Khan, he wanted no rehydration clause. I have a video with Amir Khan before the fight. After the fight was announced, it was I caught Amir Khan at a fight, and media members were talking to him. Amir Khan says him and his team try to get the fight at a catch weight like the Floyd fight. They try to get a rehydration clause and these different things because Khan would have had to move up from 147 to 155. And he says Canelo's team was not having it. Canelo's team, and I have it on video, Canelo's team refused to concede any type of weight. They said, no, if you want to fight us, you have to fight us at 155, period. However, when Canelo has fought some of the bigger skilled guys like Danny Jacobs, or even just big guys like Rocky Fielding and Caleb Smith, there's oftentimes different reported clauses like same day weigh-ins and rehydration clauses that Team Canelo is enacting. Also catching people where just strategic things like catching them like Kovalev coming off of a quick turnaround versus Anthony Yard, where he doesn't have much time to prepare. Caleb Smith only reportedly had 4 weeks to prepare to get the fight done. So just things that are in favor of Canelo to help him look spectacular. So I don't see, with that considered, I don't see Canelo ever fighting a guy like Beterbiev. And it's ironic because some of the Canelo diehard radical fans, they'll say, oh, why are you pushing Canelo to fight at 175? Listen, Canelo's team decided that they wanted to become champion. Nobody told them to go to 175 to fight Kovalev, but they purposefully picked on somebody who appeared beatable and appeared to be, at the end of their rope. And now Kovalev is failing drug tests and stuff like that. But even before that, before the Canelo fight, he had lost twice to Andre Ward, got stopped in the rematch, and he had got stopped badly by Eliter Alvarez. And he almost got stopped by Anthony Yard. So it's safe to say this wasn't the Crusher Kovalev that fought Jean Pascal. So I told you guys, for the longest, Canelo's team is trying to create fake historic marks like, oh, he's a champion at 168. Look at who he's going through. Billy Joe Saunders has not done anything at 168. Name one good Billy Joe Saunders win at 168. And if you say David Lemieux, then you don't know ish about boxing, because that fight was at 160. If you say Andy Lee, then you don't know ish about boxing, because that fight was at 160. So I ask you one more time, who has Billy Joe Saunders beat at 168? So yes, you could say that he has a title and he's a titleist at 168, but boxing has a lot of titles and different ways to get a title. Like Terrence Crawford has the WBO belt, and Virgil Ortiz has a version after beating Hooker, who had never fought at 147. And now that Virgil Ortiz has just beat him at 147, he got a version of a belt. So again, there's different politics and different ways that guys politically, they're aligned with a certain promoter, and that promoter has a great relationship with the sanctioning bodies or whatever. So opportunities are given. So let's not play dumb. The bottom line is, I don't see Canelo Alvarez defying me in this video and picking someone like Beterbiev. Even though he's a little bit older than Canelo, he still looks extremely dangerous. He can box a bit, and he's definitely a brutal puncher. I mean, he has 100% knockout ratio. And it's ironic because Canelo's team keeps using the same tricks. At one point they said Jamal Charlo and Caleb Plant all refused offers. So you mean to tell me that Beterbiev, Charlo, and Canelo, guys who have expressed an interest in all wanting to fight Canelo, they were given credible offers, fair offers, and they all refused it with no proof that they proved it? So we know what Canelo's team is doing. They're trying to get these accolades and mark like, oh, Canelo's a 4-division champion, but nobody really believes it. Yeah, he beat Kovalev, but Kovalev also looked washed. If you want to really solidify yourself in the history books as a 4-division champion or whatever it is for Canelo, why not fight a Beterbiev? Canelo's team even said that they felt that Kovalev was the best in the division. And I don't see how possibly at the time in which you fought him, you could have thought Kovalev was fresher or better than Beterbiev. In fact, I think if Beterbiev had fought Kovalev at the same spot where Canelo fought him, it would have looked even uglier. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a disastrous knockout from Beterbiev knocking out Kovalev. And keep in mind, Beterbiev already beat Kovalev twice in the amateurs. So at that point where Kovalev was in his career, I don't see him having beat. But again, this is politics. Beterbiev was never given that opportunity. He said he wanted to fight Kovalev, but he never got it. Canelo being a golden boy and a media darling at the time, he was able to secure that fight and then get the victory. So, it's just the same things keep happening with Canelo's team. They keep saying everybody doesn't want to fight, and we send an offer. And it's funny because David Benavidez, who has also been looking very dangerous at 168, the moment he loses his belt, now Canelo wants to step in and unify that division. But when you would have had to go through David Benavidez because he was the then champion, we didn't see the same energy from Team Canelo. So the world sees it. Everything I'm saying is very clear and eloquently spoken, and it's easy to see what I'm saying. And ironically enough, David Benavidez did an interview before his last fight, which he dominated, Ronald Ellis. Before that fight, Benavidez says he did an interview where he says he believes Canelo Team is avoiding him, don't really want the fight. In response, Team Canelo trainer Eddie Reynoso, longtime trainer, says we don't avoid anyone. But now here's your chance to prove that. Beterbiev wants to smoke, Caleb Plant, Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade has been wanting to smoke, and now you have Beterbiev who says if you give us a call, and it's a reasonable offer, I'm presuming, then we can make that shake and we can make that happen. So once again, I doubt Canelo will do that. And these are things you can do if you really feel you're a 4-division champion. But I wouldn't hold my breath that Canelo's team will actually fight a live and very dangerous Beterbiev. He is very strong. He has a jab. He has hurtful punches. And I feel like Canelo's team is looking to almost game the system and make sure they don't step in unless there are certain advantages. Like, I've had more time. That's why I think Canelo's team is fighting Caleb Plant and possibly fighting him last, because they want to acclimate and get as many rounds and fights and acclimate to the division as much as possible. They would never fight Caleb Plant first and then go on to fight the average Pilgrim and Billy Joe Saunders, because they look at Caleb Plant as more of a threat. So they're going to try to save the best for last. And that's what I see. But when it comes to a guy who's a beast at 175, I really don't see them stepping in with Beterbiev. Now, again, the Canelo man fans will get mad and say, oh, Canelo doesn't have anything to prove. But he put this pressure on himself by teetering in that division and saying that Kovalev was the best in the division. So you put your name in the hat. Nobody would have ever told Canelo that he has to fight, because he's not the tallest person. But no one would. He wants to create these imageries and this legacy. So he's the one that chose to go up to 175. So it's just, you know what I'm saying, that you put the pressure on yourself. Don't get mad at me for wanting to see a great fight. If you feel great at 168, why not fight at 175? Andre Ward did it, and he literally beat the best person at the time, Sergey Kovalev. Canelo didn't do that. He got a belt from a guy who barely held on to his belt versus Anthony Yard, and now the guy who looks to be the best light heavyweight, or at least one of them, is calling him out. And we'll see with Canelo's team how they respond to it. And I don't see them taking that fight, period. Let me know what you guys think. Use TUBEBUDDY, ESPN Plus, links in the description. We working.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.